Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's more likely to stay where he is rather than climbing to the top or chasing promotions. While he works hard and follows the rules, he doesn't have the push or excitement that drives people to go far. If faced with tough competition or tricky situations, he tends to step back instead of pushing forward.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he won't break down or get angry, but he also won't fight back loudly. Instead, he quietly pulls away and tries to avoid drawing attention to himself. If problems continue, he will mostly withdraw even more, keeping his worries to himself.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually like him because he is polite and keeps to himself. He doesn't start arguments or get into trouble with colleagues. Instead, he avoids conflict as much as possible and is careful not to upset anyone.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he won't compete or feel threatened, but he may not show a big, joyful reaction either. He'll be quietly supportive, saying polite and kind words, but he likely won't express much excitement or jump in to celebrate your success. He doesn't have a strong ego, so he won't become insecure or try to pull you down.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is not likely to secretly resent you or feel much insecurity if you earn more than him. He doesn't tie his self worth to his salary or compare himself strongly with others. So your higher earnings won't hurt his pride. His nature is to keep peace, not start trouble. So your success won't become a source of tension at home.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He tends to be careful with money and doesn't spend just for fun or to show off. He might not be the most organized with keeping track of every small expense, but he won't waste money on flashy things either. His approach is simple. He covers what's needed and avoids taking big financial risks.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He is the type to live within his means and not put on a show. He doesn't try to impress others with expensive things or a flashy lifestyle. What you see is what you get. He's straightforward about what he can and cannot afford.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is gentle in his manners, but not the most open handed with money or emotions. He prefers to play it safe, so you'll find him thoughtful, but not overly generous or warm. He values calm and comfort, but doesn't open his heart or his wallet very wide.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is not secretive or controlling about money. He won't hide his spending or make big financial decisions behind your back. He's not the type to keep secrets or play power games with money.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He won't loudly insist that housework is only your job, but you may find that he quietly expects you to manage most of it. He's not very assertive or energetic, so he won't step forward to take charge or argue about chores. If you ask him politely, he will likely help out, but it won't come naturally or happen often on its own.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to help by being around or watching rather than jumping in to do chores or change diapers on his own. You might find him sitting nearby, ready to listen or offer a kind word, but you'll have to ask directly if you want him to roll up his sleeves. He means well and wants peace at home, but he won't naturally take charge of these tasks.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He does not argue just to prove he's right. When you share your side, he listens quietly and avoids picking fights. He doesn't have a strong urge to win any argument or push his own point.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he stays respectful and doesn't say hurtful things or act aggressive. He tends to keep his feelings to himself, and instead of shouting or picking a fight, he might just go quiet or step away for some time. If something upsets him, his way is to retreat and give things time to cool down.
Does he have a bad temper?
He's not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He tends to stay calm and doesn't lose his temper easily. You won't see sudden bursts of anger or rude behavior with him.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He is more likely to go quiet than to blame you when something goes wrong. If a mistake happens, he won't start throwing accusations or make you feel bad, but he might struggle to say sorry openly. He wants to keep peace. So instead of arguing, he withdraws and lets things settle down on their own.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. He's not forceful or pushy, and he values peace over getting his own way. Your personal space and choices will be safe with him, even if he's not the most expressive partner.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He is not the kind of man who takes it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He tends to keep his feelings inside and doesn't make a big deal about such things. If you say no, he will accept it quietly and won't sulk, argue, or make you feel guilty.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He is not the type to use your vulnerable moments against you or embarrass you even during arguments or tough times. You won't have to worry about him sharing your secrets or feelings to put you down later.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not easily distracted by other women and tends to be faithful. His quiet nature and preference for peace mean he's unlikely to chase attention or flirt outside the relationship. While he may not be the most romantic or expressive partner, he values stability and comfort over risky behavior.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he's not over possessive or prone to jealousy, controlling behavior, or constant suspicion. He prefers to keep peace and avoid drama rather than monitoring your every move or asking endless questions. You won't find him chasing after you or creating confusion over small issues.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective nature is not a hidden form of being controlling. He doesn't have a strong urge to take charge of your life or make decisions for you. You won't feel watched or restricted by him.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to quietly expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He won't openly say it's only your job, but he isn't the type to take charge or share tasks without being asked. He means well, but his quiet nature makes him slow to take initiative as a parenting partner.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and not lose his temper. He doesn't shout or scold harshly, even when things go wrong. Instead, he's more likely to go quiet, step back, or try to avoid the drama altogether.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will quietly support your role as both a mother and your own person. He won't try to control you or expect you to give up your dreams for the family. He may not cheer loudly or join in your excitement, but he won't hold you back or stand in your way.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he is not the kind of man who will quietly expect you to quit your career after you have a child. He is polite and respects your choices, and he isn't controlling about your work life. You can trust that your freedom in this area will be safe with him.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will treat your parents with politeness but may not show deep warmth or build a close bond. He's respectful and careful with his words, making sure not to cause any trouble or disrespect. However, his quiet and reserved nature means he's less likely to open up or become truly affectionate with them. He will quietly try to adjust to your family rather than expecting them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly and quietly, not by making things worse. He avoids fights and doesn't add to the drama. You won't find him yelling or blaming anyone, and he'll do his best to keep peace.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he may quietly expect you to take on the role of a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives, even if he's modern and relaxed when it's just the two of you. He isn't someone who strongly challenges old expectations or stands up for new ways in front of others. He may not say it out loud, but you might notice subtle pressure to behave more traditionally during family gatherings.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is most likely to stay out of it rather than take sides or speak up strongly for you. He doesn't like conflict and prefers to keep quiet to avoid making things worse. His way is to keep the peace and wait for problems to settle on their own, not to defend you with bold words.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He isn't a classic mummy's boy who blindly follows his mother, but he does struggle to take a stand in family conflicts. If there's a disagreement between you and his mother, he will usually try to avoid the situation rather than clearly taking your side. This means you may not feel fully supported if his mother is being unfair.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is generally private and doesn't rush to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He is more likely to keep problems to himself, avoiding drama or stirring up extra trouble by involving others. If things get really tough, he might retreat even more, rather than seeking advice or sympathy from family.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being with this man day in and day out feels calm and predictable. He brings little drama, rarely argues, seldom raises his voice, and prefers quiet routines.